from day one, we've been making our own tortillas by hand, braising our own meats, trying to stay traditional to SoCal Mexican values, also putting our own spin on it, my interpretations of things. And what you have now is the modern taqueria. And now we're in our new state-of-the-art facility. We've got a tortillera in the back. We're getting corn from Mexico. We're nixtamalizing it. Then we drain that, rinse it. Then we mill it in our molino, which grind it between two volcanic stones. That is actually the masa. And then we take this masa, we put it through our tortilla oven, which we got in LA. We affectionately call her Myra. She's hot, she's sassy, she's from LA. And she can rip out about 1,000 tortillas an hour.
So what's up, Sussex? Here we are at Taco Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. We are here to meet the owner, Billy, who's going to talk to us all about Taco Reho and his journey. Follow me. Mr. Taco Reho himself. Billy, who are you?
Hey, Jose. My name is Billy Lucas. I live in Lewis, Delaware right now. And I was originally born in Philly. And I was fortunate my parents had a beach house in Dewey Beach, Delaware. And so every summer of my life, I've been brought down to the beach and lived down in Dewey in the summer. And I did that to about 22. And then, like a lot of people, I was like, I gotta get the hell out of Dodge and go see what the world's about. And that's what I did. I started my journey of figuring out who I am. And it's been a long journey, but I'll tell you what, I think I might have figured it out. I went from the East Coast to the West Coast. I drove 3,000 plus miles, landed there, and sort of saw a whole new world of what the West Coast is and what it has to offer. And then I spent the last 20 years after that exploring different options. Eventually I landed becoming a chef. And I ended up living in St. Croix, the U.S. Virgin Islands, for 7 years, where I learned how to become a chef and cook. And then after that, I was like, I'm not ready to be an island boy my whole life. So I moved to Las Vegas, and I worked for the best chef in the world, Thomas Keller, at his restaurant Bouchon. Did a year there, learning how to become excellent at everything. After that, got tired of Vegas, and we can't handle it. Vegas is a tough town.
Yeah.
So I moved to San Francisco, lived there for 2 years, and that's where I really fell in love with the food scene there, learned what a burrito actually is. In the Mission District in San Francisco, it's the Latin population, and they have the best burritos in the world. We do a Mission-style burrito here in the kitchen. And just so you know, when you come to Taco Reho, please, let's learn how to eat a burrito the proper way. Do not unwrap that sucker. It is compressed in there. Peel it around, and as you go, you're gonna take a little nibble, put a little hot sauce, work your way down. You can't finish it, you just cover it back up, put it in your pocket for later, and that's how you go. Anyway, that's my public service announcement. I was working up there. I was a corporate chef at the Gap Incorporated, their world headquarters, and I cooked for about 500 people, all the staff members that worked in their office building. And that was my first corporate job, and my last corporate job. And one day I got fired for not being as awesome as they wanted me to be, and then 3 hours later, I got a call on the phone from a guy in New Zealand who had a job for me to go start touring with bands across the country, cooking for them. And I was like, this is a career. You can travel, cook for rock stars, and get paid really well for it. Boom. And I did that for another 7 years. And I ended up making Los Angeles my home base while I did that. And of course, as we all know, the food truck scene in LA is kind of where it all came from. And I was right there when Roy Choi, who started the Korean barbecue or Korean taco concept, I was right there waiting in line, looking for his truck, and was just immersed in the whole food truck culture out there. Never thinking I was going to own a food truck, but it was just something that we did. Long story short, I was a roadie, got tired for doing it for 7 years, I cook for everybody, you name them. Been here, been there, done this, done that. And I called my buddy Josh Grabsky, who I used to work with down here at the Naj restaurant where we worked together when I was younger. He's like, hey Billy, I got a spot for you. Let me think of something to do, come up with a concept, and see what we can do. So I was like, let's do a food truck. He was like, right on. What kind of food truck? And I was thinking, and as I traveled the country, I realized that tacos were something that were different everywhere and delicious, and that Lower Delaware didn't have any good tacos. I was just like, let's bring tacos to Lower Delaware. And that started the quest of Taco Reho. And from day one, we've been making our own tortillas by hand, braising our own meats, trying to stay traditional to SoCal Mexican values, also putting our own spin on it, my interpretations of things. And what you have now is the modern taqueria. And now we're in our new state-of-the-art facility. We've got a tortillera in the back. But long story short, we're getting corn from Mexico. We're nixtamalizing it, which means we're boiling it with cow, letting it soak for 12 hours. So already we're up to a 12-hour process just to get the corn right. Then we drain that, rinse it, then we mill it in our molino, which grind it between two volcanic stones. That is actually the masa. And then we take this masa, we put it through our tortilla oven, which we got in LA. We affectionately call her Myra. She's hot, she's sassy, she's from LA. And she can rip out about 1,000 tortillas an hour when she's rolling at everything's going great. So that has been the key factor to delivering the amount of tacos. We're doing over 1,000 tacos a day here, and we just started. So we need the ability to put out these tacos. And I'll tell you what, it's the best tortilla I've probably ever had. You know, it's fresh, it's hot, they blow up like balloons when they come out of the oven, they smell like corn. I know it's weird to say they're cornier, but they actually are. It's like you're tasting a real piece of corn. There's no artificial ingredients in it.
The interior of this place looks like they just opened up your head and everything blew out.
So what I try to do here is sort of an ode, an homage to my rock and roll roots, being a roadie and traveling the world, and my love for music. But the first album you buy, the first song that really grips you, the first person that you meet that turns you on to something new, all those things are an embodiment of what this place is and what the power of music can do for your mind, your body, your soul. And then pairing that with some delicious food, I think you have a really good winning concept. One of the things I like to say is, like, where's this mashup come from? To me, growing up eating McDonald's and me going to my first Hard Rock Cafe. So you got the fast food, tasty, quick, and then the first time you go to a Hard Rock, you're like, whoa, it's like just the sound that came on. Right. It's loud in here. Right. You're like, is it supposed to be this way? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, all right. So we're always trying to keep in the balance of the deliciousness and the sound and the variedness. And we listen to everything from rock and roll to hip hop, everything in between. And we try to keep it fresh and funky as much as we can.
Talk to me about this bar, man.
Oh, I love this. This is the Guitar Bar. Custom made by Dan Garcia, a local craftsman. And I was just like, wouldn't it be cool to have a bar that looks like a guitar? And I Googled it. Couldn't find a single picture. There's bars that have guitars on them, that have this and that. But I've never found a bar that is actual in the shape of a guitar. So I challenged my team, my friends, my people, how do we make this happen? Found the guy, he accepted the challenge, and as you can see, he completely crushed it. We have another one outside as well. It's made out of cement. It's more of an electric style guitar. But this is probably my favorite place to sit.
So Billy, talk to me about the speaker wall.
Yes, the wall of sound. That is probably inspired from the Grateful Dead. in the 70s. They had the Wall of Sound, it was called, and it was like the largest speaker system ever, and it was huge, it was crazy. And this is sort of an homage to that, my jam band roots. And one of our sayings here is taco loudly. So can't get much louder than having a wall of speakers.
That's right. Billy, what about the mic lights and them drums?
Well, we got the microphone lights. It's all about the little details here. I didn't want to stick guitars on the wall and like, oh, we're a music place, or how do we do all this, but in a fresh, funky, original way? And I don't know where these ideas come from, but I was like, what if you took a microphone and hung it upside down, and you just in this day and age, Google something and see if it exists, and there's microphone lights out there. I was like, that's awesome. Let's go find those. And so we had that, and then the drum chandelier up here is pretty dope. I guess again, it's something. Google it. It's happened, and I was like, how do we do that? And then we have some great craftsmen, Damian Richards and Rebecca Fluharty. They helped me. Like, all right, fine. All right, you figured this out, and they put it together, and it's like, the final result is just amazing.
When I first heard that Taco Reho, the truck, was shutting down and coming into a brick and mortar, I was like, but now coming in here, you level up the experience. This is next level.
That's awesome. That's probably my favorite comment. Because usually, when people expand, they move on, they lose some of their, the old soul, or it's not quite the same. And we're not getting that comment here. The vibe of the taco truck and the guys and the scene that we created, it's still here, but up to 11. And the food, we elevated our tortilla game. We got a state-of-the-art kitchen. We're getting food out really fast. Today we're below 4-minute ticket times because this is a fast casual plus concept. We're not fast food. We're not a fancy restaurant. We are trying to give you this really wham bam thank you ma'am experience as fast as we can, as delicious as we can, without cutting corners. And I think we're getting there. We've only been open 3 weeks, so give us a little more time. We'll see what we can churn up.
What's up with Poppy? You even got a dish on your menu named after him.
Poppy's Papas.
Poppy's Papas,
yes,
eh?
a very popular dish. It's a taquito. So it's mashed potato, green chilies, and Chihuahua cheese wrapped up in a corn tortilla and then fried. And then we top it with crema, salsa verde, and pico, and a little queso fresco. And people eating them up. And all day long in the kitchen you hear, Poppy's Papas, Poppy.
So here is where we have our fresh corn. Comes in straight from Mexico, 50-pound bags. This is the beginning of our tortilla process. So we go straight from these big old hefty 50-pound bags, Oaxaca. Then it brings itself over here. It's the freshest corn on the block right here. Look at that. Tomorrow night, this will be tortillas. Tomorrow night, these right there will be what's coming out of that machine right there. So let's walk over here to my main man, Mickey, over here. This is why we are Taco Reho right here. The freshest of the freshest corn on the block, or freshest of the freshest tortillas on the block gets made right here. This is Myra. All of our heavy machinery at Taco Reho has a rock star name. And this is another addition to our rock star crew, Myra. Before anything gets put into Myra, this is what that corn right there gets turned into what we like to call masa bricks. The corn gets thrown into here, which is the molenito, grinds it all down, and then it spits it out into a fine masa that we wrap up, plastic wrap, let her sit for a little while, and then our guy Mickey over here starts the tortilla process. So the tortillas start up there, so that's the masa right there. That is a smaller version of this brick. Gets thrown in here. So this is where the tortilla process starts. This roller right here cuts them out, perfect size every single time. Get her nice and slow. And what did we say it's at, 500 right now? Want to be very careful, obviously, because we're cooking some fresh tortillas, so it's 550, 560. It gets very hot, very quick. Tortillas come from there, it's all on a conveyor belt. Comes down here, and they start cooking. Perfect temperature. When we get Myra up to a perfect speed, cooking the way she's supposed to work, what did we say, 1,500 tacos, 1,500 tacos an hour? 1,500 tacos an hour, so come see us this summer.
5 minutes.
This is the final product right here. Can I get one? Look at this. Look at this. This is, they call this guy the real Puff Daddy right here. Look at that. These are perfect tortillas right here. You won't get any better tortillas around here. Taco Reho, #1 tortillas. Look at this right here. Look at that. My favorite dish from Taco Reho has to be the pork carnita. Street taco, when it comes down to one of the best street tacos there are, one of the best street tacos around here. There's a bunch of different variations around here. Everywhere you go, everybody's got pork carnitas, but my personal favorite would be the pork carnita because I like super simple, easy, quick finger food. And for me, it's the pork carnita. Cilantro, chopped fresh white onions, that squeeze of lime, and our tomato salsa or our salsa roja. When you bite into it, man, it's just, you can taste the culture in a pork carnita. As you know, pork for us is it. You know, a lot of people say they might not like it, and of course you might not want to eat it every day, but for me, I can eat it every day. It doesn't matter to me. It's amazing. To me, the pork carnita says and screams Taco Reho. The fresh tortilla on it, the fresh masa that we make here, right over there at the tortilleria, it's A1. Then especially when you put the lime and a little bit of hot sauce on top of it, oh man, that's Taco Reho for me. Here, we literally have the freshest tortillas on the block. It doesn't get any fresher from what we do. We have bags of corn shipped in. We mixamalize everything here, break everything down here in our molenito, make our own masa, and then from the masa, we put it right in that tortilla machine, which my guy Mickey's over there doing right now, and it breaks the whole process down. You know, it cuts the tortillas into how we want them, it cooks them, brings them out, and it stacks them. Perfect. Every single time, we get a perfect taco every time.
Jose, thank you so much for coming in here and helping spread the word of Taco Reho. And you know, this is by the people for the people.
That's what's up.
You know, the whole reason I do this is to bring the most delicious taco to the people of Sussex County. That's the reason. I want everyone to know that. It's not for my own personal benefit. People need great tacos, and that is what we're here for.
That's so Sussex, man. That's so Sussex. Thank you, brother.
You're welcome.